Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam discussion on this eve of Śrī Radhāśṭamī, a very, very important festival for all the Vaishnavas, all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, more importantly. So we are celebrating Śrī Radhāśṭamī tomorrow here in the US, at least on the West Coast. In other places, it might be being celebrated on different days, plus or minus one. So, yeah, I wanted to share. We'll towards the end, maybe 10-15 minutes, we will discuss a small topic about Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So let's begin our discussion on the topic of Sudāmā Brahmaṇa. Before that, let us start with Maṅgalācaraṇa. So I will share my screen and we can start. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutah Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmati Bhaktivedanta Svāmī Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dīnabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Okay, we will recite the Maṅgalācaraṇa or the invocation verses for Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. If some of you want to unmute and recite along, that will be nice. Otherwise, I'll recite at my end. I'm not sharing, right? No. Okay. So our gratitude to Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī and Parīkṣit Mahārāja. Today's discussion, more detailed discussion of the topic of Sudāmā Brahmaṇa, will begin with a short exchange of some verses, some words between these two wonderful personalities, Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī and Śrī Parīkṣit Mahārāja. So we will see that. And also in today's discussion will feature Śrī Sūta Gosvāmī and Shaunakādi Rishis as well. So both of these, or all of these personalities will feature in the discussion a little bit. So please, if you would like, please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam namaskritya
Nārayanam namaskritya
naram chaiva narottamam
naram chaiva narottamam
devim saraswatim vyasam
devim
saraswatim
saraswatim
vyasam
vyasam
tato jayam udirayet
tato jayamudayate
nashtaprayeshva bhadreshu
nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu
nityam bhagavata sevaya
nityam bhagavata sevaya
bhagavati uttamah shloke
bhagavati uttama shloke
bhaktir bhavati naishtaki
bhaktir bhavati naishtaki
krishnaya vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
devaki nandanaya cha
Devaki Nandanaya cha
nandagopakumaraya
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
govindaya namo namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Thank you. Okay. So we started the topic of Sudāmā Brahmaṇa last Saturday. So I gave a very quick overview of the entire pastime, which is covered in 2 chapters of the 10th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And these 2 chapters are chapters 80 and 81 of the 10th canto. So what has been happening in the previous few chapters of the 10th canto? So let us see. Before this, anybody remembers, like just the previous chapter or what we had discussed? We are kind of little bit going in sequence for last few, at least for last 1 chapter. So what was the chapter we discussed previously?
The killing of Dantavakra?
Yes, the killing of Dantavakra. And there was another demon who was killed in that.
Romaharshan.
Well, he's not a demon, but yes, he was also killed by Balramji, for sure. There was another one called Viduratha. So he was the brother of Dantavakra. So he also attacked and Lord Krishna killed him easily. And before that, we discussed, I think we discussed what made Dantavakra come and plan to attack Śrī Kṛṣṇa. There was
It was Shalva.
Yes.
I mean, Bhagwan killed Shalva. So.
Yes, so Bhagwan killed Shalva also. And before that, there was a battle between Shalva and the Vrishnis. And before that, there was Shishupal, who was killed in the 10th canto. So like the who's who of the demons, you know, big demons, they were getting killed. And before that, another big demon which was killed was Jarasandha. And like that, you know, we can keep going back. And, you know, so yeah, there was Jarasandha, Shishupal, Shalva, Dantavakra, Viduratha, and so on. And finally, we did not cover this, but if you remember, we did not discuss in detail, like verse by verse, the pastime of killing of Romaharshana Sutta by Sri Balramji, right? What happens is that, again, that is a very deep, there is a deep significance to that pastime. But the sages who were sitting in Naimisharanya to hear the Puranas, the various pastimes of the Lord from Sri Romaharshana Sutta, you know, asked Balramji to atone for his for the killing of Romaharshana Sutta. And so he went, they advised him to go for 1 year of Tirthayatra, or a pilgrimage to holy places. So the 79th chapter, which we did not cover, at all is very, point by point by point, a list of so many places that Balramji goes across India to for his pilgrimage. But at the end, one more demon gets killed. Any idea who gets killed at the very end? If you have read the 79th chapter. So the demon that, no, it's not a demon, but Duryodhan. So when Balramji hears that the war is over and now the battle between Bhima and Duryodhan is occurring, and Balramji favors Duryodhan a little bit because Duryodhan is the disciple of Balramji. So Balramji has a little bit of a soft corner for Duryodhan. So he tries to save Duryodhan. He tries to separate them. But being Kshatriyas, they both don't stop fighting. And of course, Śrī Kṛṣṇa being on Bhimaji's side, and Duryodhan being a person who has done a lot of sinful activities, especially towards the Pandavas, gets killed. So as you can see, so many demons getting killed, right? So just want to set the stage that past several chapters were included a lot of who's who, big people whose names are all over: Shishupal, Jarasandha, Duryodhan, Dantavakra, etc., getting killed. So just keep that in mind and we will proceed forward. All right. Again, I don't know, maybe I can share it now itself, that Śukadeva Gosvāmī wanted to then speak of a very sweet pastime. So, which involved two things. So we'll see which those two things are. Okay. All right. So we will go and I'll share from my iPad so that we can do word by word. Share screen. Okay. I think you can see the iPad screen. On my end, I see only participants. Oh yeah, here I see. Yeah. Do you see the iPad screen at your end? Yes. Okay, thanks. Oh, 1 second. I'm missing something else. So this is the first verse. 1 second. Where is the? Yeah. So this is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10.80. And this is text number 1. Okay, so this is in meter. Anushtup, 8 syllables, standard meter. So let us sing that. Bhagavan yani chanyani mukundasya mahatmanaha viryarnyananta viryasya Shrotum Ichchami He Prabho. So Shri Rajo Uvacha. So who is the Raja? Parīkṣit Mahārāja. So I said that we will have discussion between Parīkṣit Mahārāja and Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Bhagwan. So who is Bhagwan? Bhagwan is Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So we see here Śukadeva Gosvāmī is addressed as Bhagwan. So Bhagwan Yani Cha Anyani. So Anyani. This is an important word. Anyani. So Śukadeva Gosvāmī, Parīkṣit Mahārāja says to Śukadeva Gosvāmī that whatever are the Yani Anyani, my dear Śukadeva Gosvāmī or Bhagwan Śukadeva Gosvāmī, whatever are the other, or another way to say it is remaining, or another way is new, or something that is not told yet. So Anya. So remember, we are in chapter 80 so of the 10th canto. So a lot of Krishna kathā, 79 chapters worth of Krishna kathā has already happened. So he's saying, hey, tell me something else, something new here. Mukundasya Mahatmanaha. So of Lord Mukunda, who is the super soul, Mahatma or Paramatma. Mukundasya Mahatmana. Viryārnyananta Viryasya. So what it means is of the supreme powerful, of the powerful Śrī Kṛṣṇa. And Ananta. And Ananta, Śrī Kṛṣṇa is also known as Ananta. But what Parīkṣit Mahārāja is saying, that even Bhagwan is Ananta and his kathā is also Ananta. I used to share this line from the, I think it is a composition by Shri Tulsidas Ji Maharaj. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. Ananta. Ananta means even more than Ananta, more Ananta. It's like Hari is Ananta, unlimited, but his Katha is even more unlimited than Hari. So there is unlimited Katha of Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So I'm sure, I know you are trying to move fast because you know I have only 2 days left. Or at this point, it is said that Śukadeva, we are almost like 2 days or less than 2 days left. So we are on the 6th day, beginning of the 6th day of Parīkṣit Mahārāja's 7 days that he had left to leave his body. So about less than 2 days are left, and he thinks that, Parīkṣit Mahārāja thinks that Śukadeva Gosvāmī has a lot more to tell me. But Parīkṣit Mahārāja is saying that, you know what, I don't want to hear anything else. Just keep telling me Krishna Katha. So Viryāni Ananta Viryasya Shrotum Ichchami He Prabhu. Shrotum Ichchami means I want to hear. He Prabhu, again Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So he is wonderfully making a request to Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Please don't deprive me of Krishna Katha. Whether I have 1 day left, half day left, or many, many years left, it doesn't matter. Please keep me absorbed in Krishna Katha. So this is a very sweet request made by Parīkṣit Mahārāja to Śukadeva Gosvāmī. There will be more. There are 3 more verses of request that will continue. So Sri Śrīdhara Swami says, so as I said, we are referring several commentaries, primarily 3 commentaries, Sri Śrīdhara Swami, then Sri Jīva Gosvāmī, and third is Sri Viśvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura. So these are the main 3 commentaries that are being referred. And as we go along, we may, I may pick up more points from Sri Gopal Champu, Sri Anand Vrindavan Champu, and mainly these 2, and maybe some more text literatures or Shastras of the pastime. The Sudāmā pastime is very famous, very well spoken by previous acharyas. So there's a lot of material on Sudāmā Brahmaṇa pastime. Yeah. So now Śrī Śrīdhara Swami says that in these past many chapters, a lot of demons were killed, right? That's what we just saw in the sort of the preceding some 6, 7, 8 chapters. And also, not much glorification of devotees occurred. Just it was, a very like killing of the various demons. And as we know, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is a lot more about glorification of devotees than Bhagwan. But in the preceding few chapters, that was not much. It was there very much, but not that much the case. And so in this 80th chapter, since Parīkṣit Mahārāja has made this request, tell me more, and anything he's leaving, he's not saying about any specific type of pastime. He has just asked a question that Viryani Ananta Viryasya Shrotum Ichhami He Prabhu. I am so eager to hear of all the unlimited pastimes of the powerful Śrī Kṛṣṇa, where his Viryani means his valor or his strength or prowess is shown, but prowess can also be in the form of amazement, something that amazes us, like wow. So that is also part of Viryani. So Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī, so there are unlimited pastimes about Śrī Kṛṣṇa. It's not just limited to what is in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So therefore, there must be so many which we don't even know about. And that's why future acharyas have written about these pastimes so much. And some of the pastimes have some variation, which occur in other kalpas or other days of Brahma. And some completely new pastimes, different pastimes, which don't have any mapping or correlation to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So when our acharyas in our disciplic succession mention those pastimes, those are perfectly, valid and bona fide. So among all those pastimes, Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī picks up this wonderful pastime which has both these points. First, no demons are killed in this pastime, in the Sudāmā pastime. It's a very sweet pastime. Very sweet pastime. No killing of demons, no anything like that. And more than Śrī Kṛṣṇa, it is about the glorification of devotees. And in the glorification of devotee, of course, Sudāmā is heavily glorified. Heavily. You will see that the glory of Sudāmā is there at every step of the way. And Śrī Kṛṣṇa's glory shines, as we discussed last week. Śrī Kṛṣṇa's glory is that he glorifies his devotee, not that he comes and saves the day. The devotees, it's not like Narsinghadev, where, yes, Narsinghadev pastime, 80% is glory of Prahlād Maharaj. But Narsinghadev comes and protects his devotee. This one is not like that. Krishna serves the feet of Sudāmā ji. He accepts a very meager, menial gift from Sudāmā. And he appreciates the fact that Sudāmā didn't ask for anything. He knows that he had been sent by his wife, but to ask something, but he doesn't ask anything. And he is simply happy to meet Śrī Kṛṣṇa, to see him. So Śrī Kṛṣṇa is very moved by the bhakti of Sudāmā, and he gives everything to Sudāmā, more than what even the demigods have. And then towards the end, we see how nicely Sudāmā utilizes those gifts or the opulences bestowed by Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So it is all about the glory of Sudāmā Brahmaṇa. So the devotee has been completely glorified, and there is no demons, of course, no killing and any such thing. So all these things are included in the pastime of Śrī Sudāmā Brahmaṇa. Yeah, and another thing that is mentioned by Śrī Jīva Gosvāmī is that all the demons were killed by Śrī Kṛṣṇa, and as we know that this was the last demon killed. Viduratha and Dantavakra were the last demons remaining on the planet, and they were killed. And then we went into this long discussion about Krishna going to Vraja, which was implicit. It was not directly mentioned in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. We went over it in detail in 4 or 5, 6 parts. But the same was not part of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, but it was conveyed implicitly to Parīkṣit Mahārāja, and Parīkṣit Mahārāja understood it. But so this final reunion sort of occurred of Śrī Kṛṣṇa with the Vrajvasis. And one can say that the 10th canto was going to end there. Okay? But Parīkṣit Mahārāja becomes very anxious. I have 2 days left. What are you going to talk about? Okay, I know there are like closing comments. You know, when big speech is done by a big politician or whatever, at the end he summarizes or gives some closing remarks. So I have 2 days left. You are not going to tell me 2 days of conclusion or closing remarks or something like that. Tell me more Krishna Katha. I have a lot of time. And also he implies that you are Bhagavan. That's why he calls him Bhagavan here. You have the power to stop time. Where if I have 2 days, no problem. You stop time. Time is in your control. Time is the energy of Śrī Kṛṣṇa. And Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī is being called as Bhagavan. So which means that he can control time. So the implicit meaning is, hey, you please stop time and continue Krishna Katha so that time doesn't pass, but Katha continues to go on. And please immerse me and absorb me in Krishna Katha. So this is the request that Parīkṣit Mahārāja is making to Śukadeva Gosvāmī. And he gets like anxious, like now Krishna Katha is over, like, you know, nothing else left. The whole circle has been completed. And Krishna started in Vraja from first chapter, like of course the birth of Śrī Kṛṣṇa in Mathura and then coming to Vraj. And now Krishna goes back to Vraj. So the full circle has been completed. And so he gets like anxious. What's going, nothing more left? No, I want to hear more. So all this is implied in this verse. So we can see how in this one simple verse or simple looking verse, there is so much nectar, there is so much sweetness in just one verse. And this is what unlocks. So he picks a pastime, which is a very big contrast from the previous chapters. Like we said, 2 main contrasts, one being no demons and second being absolute full glorification of the devotees. But in the 82nd chapter, as we had discussed, Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī goes back to the aspect of, since he had left out the union of Śrī Kṛṣṇa with the Vrajvasis, he covers this topic of the union. And this is through the Kurukshetra Milan. So not through the entry of Śrī Kṛṣṇa into Vraja himself, but he covers the topic of union just after the Sudāmā pastime in the Kurukshetra Milan pastime. So that is how the 10th canto progresses further. This Kurukshetra Milan goes actually for 3 chapters up to 84. And then the ending chapters occur. The personified Vedas, prayers, and finally the comparison of the position of Śrī Kṛṣṇa to Brahmaji, to Shivaji, and so on. So to glorify the position of Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So that is about glorification of Krishna only, to end the 10th canto, to completely cement the understanding that Śrī Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Lord. He is Bhagavan Swayam, even hierarchically above Brahmaji and Shivaji. Okay, so all this is there in the first verse. So, Suryanarayan Prabhuji, you have your hand raised. Yeah, we can't hear you. Something you have to change at your side.
Your iPad battery is low, Prabhuji, 13%.
Oh yeah, thank you for telling me. So let me plug it in. Was that it? Anything else? Okay, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, the other day the battery got completely discharged. But again, I'm not joined from my iPad only this time. Okay, so yes, Suryanarayan Prabhu, can you kindly read the translation?
Okay. King Parikshit said, "My lord, O master, I wish to hear about other various or valorous deeds performed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mukunda, whose valor is unlimited."
His valor is unlimited, but his kathā is also unlimited. That is implied. So it's not like Krishna Katha is over. In 80 chapters, we could cover all of Krishna Katha. That is not possible. It's not possible to cover in 80,000 or 80 trillion chapters either. So it is truly unlimited, and therefore Krishna Katha can keep going on. All right, we'll go to second verse, text number 2. So another very nice verse by Parīkṣit Mahārāja. Ko nu shrutva sakrit brahman uttamah shloka satak kathā virameta visheshagyo vishashnah kama marganaihi vishannah kama marganaihi. So, ko nu shrutva asakrid. Anyway, so this should be broken down as shrutva asakrid. So what is sakrid? Who knows what is sakrid? Sakrid api saraha snatum avishkaroti. In the Upadeshamrit we have this verse, right? So sakrid means So sakrid means only once or once. So that verse is there in Upadeshamrit. Sakrid api saraha snatum avishkaroti. That those or one who takes once bath in Shri Radha Kund gets Krishna Prema. So here asakrid so means not once or many times. That is asakrid. Shrutva means to hear. So konu shrutva sakrid brahman. So which means, O Śukadeva Gosvāmī, which is Brahman is Brahmana. Like, so this is Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So who would, after hearing asakrid, means many times, not once, but so much Krishna Katha I have already heard. And Krishna Katha of whom? Uttama Shloka. Sat Katha. Sat means what? Sat means eternal. And one of the meanings of eternal is perpetual or unending. Sat, asat means which is temporary or limited, which has an ending, which ends. Temporary means something which ends. Eternal means which has no ending. Like the soul is eternal. That's why its property is Sat. So Sat Katha, that means the unending Katha of Uttama Shloka. So same sentiment as in the previous verse. That this unending, Ananta, it was there in the previous verse, the word Ananta was used. And now here, Sat Katha and Asakrid. Even after hearing so much Katha, there is so much Katha about Uttama Shloka that a wise person, that is Visheshagya. Visheshagya means one who is very knowledgeable, one who knows the essence, one who knows the tattva. Virameta Visheshagyo Vishanna Kama Marganaihi. And so who would not, ko nu, who would not want to continuously keep hearing Krishna Katha, even if he has heard a lot already, he would like to continue hearing. And two properties are given of a person. One is who is wise or who is a Tattva Jnani. One which means who knows the value of Krishna Katha, how important it is. And Vishannaha Kama Marganaihi, which means one who has been shot by the arrows of material nature. Which means who has been inflicted by the pain or who has gone through the suffering of material nature. And even though, I mean, Śukadeva Gosvāmī is not telling this about himself, but we as readers of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam easily see both of these things in Śukadeva Gosvāmī. He is a great personality. He knows who Śrī Kṛṣṇa is, the significance of Śrī Kṛṣṇa, his position, and he has been shot by the arrows of material nature. He made a small mistake, and he's going to pay a very, very heavy price for it with his life. So he gives up everything, his whole kingdom and everything, and is simply absorbed in Krishna Katha. So who is? So there are 3 points in this verse, 3 main points. So what is the first point? The first point is that it does not matter how much Krishna Katha one has already heard. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that Krishna Katha, it's not about the quantity. It's not a goal or a goal post that you have to reach. Okay, so it's not a item. Krishna Katha is not an item or a limb of, it's not that it's not, but it's not a limb only of sadhana bhakti. That in my sadhana, in my practice, as I am progressing in Krishna Katha, in bhakti, I have to listen to Krishna, I have to hear Krishna Katha. Once I get to bhava or prema stage, then no need. That is not the case. Krishna Katha is even at the stage, at the highest stage, even Mother Yashoda, while churning butter, she is singing Krishna Katha. The gopis, when Krishna is not there, who are the topmost devotees, are discussing Krishna Katha. And in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sri Rupa Goswami says, Tattad kathā rataścāsau kuryād vāsam vraje sada. That one should continuously, in his, even at the highest stages of bhakti, Tattad kathā rataścāsau, that rati, that enjoyment in the katha is always, always, always there for the devotees. So devotees relish Krishna Katha. It's not a goalpost, but it is a continuous relishment. So there is no ending. You cannot have enough number of gulab jamuns. Till one is alive, one can continue to eat or relish. You cannot say that, okay, my goal in this life is to eat 100 gulab jamuns. No. So like that. So that is the first point, that it does not matter how much Krishna Katha one has already heard. It is a continuous process of relishment. Then the second point is that it is for one who has suffered greatly in material life. Why? Why is that? Because we seek relishment in material things, in Vishaya Bhog. So instead of Krishna Katha, we seek relishment here and there in this latest, whatever, new friends, new things. There is always a hankering for something new gadget. Then within 3 days, that gadget becomes old and you're looking for something new. New friends, within 6 months, you want newer friends. Everything, we are always running for new and new and new material things. So in the same way, if we run after Krishna and there is unlimited, now there are not unlimited friends, there are not unlimited gadgets. We don't even have unlimited money to buy unlimited gadgets or things or what. It's not just about gadgets. Ask Elon Musk. They want newer and newer yachts and islands and aeroplanes. You can go as high end as you want. And there is always this hankering for new and new and new and new. But for those who have suffered that temporariness, it doesn't give satisfaction. They go after Krishna Katha. So Krishna Katha is the sweetest thing, and it gives the satisfaction which Vishaya Bhog can never give. There are all these wonderful pastimes. Very wonderful pastime is there in the Bhagavatam. Short one that comes to mind is that of this woman called Pingala, and she was very beautiful and would engage with various people and for money. But again, that's how she would. One day she was so disgusted with her life that immediately she desired to be a devotee of Lord Vishnu. And then she considered Lord Vishnu as her husband and started worshipping Lord Vishnu in that mood and attained perfection. So this, how much ever you enjoy, it doesn't give the satisfaction. And the best satisfaction is obtained through Krishna Katha only. So, and once you get the taste for Krishna Katha, then you don't want anything else. You just want to hear either the same Krishna Katha or so many Krishna Kathas, and there is free availability, completely free availability of Krishna Katha from the right person. And that is the third point. The third point is for those who have realized the importance or the sweetness of Krishna Katha. So for those who have realized the sweetness of Krishna Katha, they will continuously want it. They will never want to give it up. So who would such it? That's the question. Ko nu shrutva asakrit brahman. So my dear Śukadeva Goswami, who would want to stop this unlimited flow of Krishna Katha? And all these three things apply to Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So Śukadeva Goswami is not hearing Krishna Katha to reach, okay, I want to hear all the possible Krishna Katha in one book, I am done. He is simply relishing. He has suffered the pangs of material life and he has developed a very, very deep taste for Krishna Katha. And therefore he makes this request. So let us see. Makarand Prabhu, could you kindly read the translation?
Hare Krishna. O Brahmana, how could anyone who knows the essence of life and is disgusted with endeavoring for sense gratification give up the transcendental topics of Lord Uttama Shloka after hearing them repeatedly?
Wonderful. Thank you. So out of hearing repeatedly, he has developed the taste. He has developed so much taste that now he cannot stop. Even if you want to stop, he is not going to stop. Then comes two very nice verses. And these show that how one is absorbed with all his indriyas, all his faculties, BMW, body, mind, words, and within body, hands, ears. Words are like speaking. So speech, mind, hands, ears, eyes, mind, and so on. So we'll see all these things, how one is completely engaged in Krishna Katha. And then in the 5th verse, we will see that both, of course, Parīkṣit Mahārāja is absorbed, but even Śukadeva Goswami is completely absorbed in speaking Krishna Katha. So he was speaking so much, Śrījiva Goswami writes that he kept speaking Krishna Katha for full 2 days. And then he lost track of time. And then he quickly wanted to end, but Parīkṣit Mahārāja stops him. No, I want to hear more. So Śukadeva Goswami got so absorbed that he lost track of time, that I have only 7 days and I have so much to tell. So Śrī Śukadeva Goswami was completely absorbed in Krishna Katha, speaking Krishna Katha. But here we are talking about hearing first from Parīkṣit Mahārāja standpoint. So this is Indra Vajra meter, 11 syllables, same as many other meters like Tatte, Nukampam, Susamikṣamano, and also Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Prayana Kale Manasa Chalena. So let me see if I can recite this, and maybe one of you can help me. Shyam Leela Mataji or Meera Mataji. Sāvāgyayatasya gunan grinīte karau cha tad karma karau manascha smared vasantam sthirajangameshu shrunoti tad punya katha sakarnaha. Yeah, so that is the Indra Vajra meter. Indra Vajra means the first syllable is long or guru, or long, or long. Upendra Vajra means first syllable is laghu or short. So sa. Now karau, this is an exception. This is small, but sma is long, and shri noti is also long. So at least 3 out of the 4 lines, the first word is long. So you can classify it as Indra Vajra. There may be some exceptions that is acceptable, or that is all right. Okay, so that's about the meter. The next one is also Indra Vajra. Okay. Sava gyayatasya gunan grinite. Okay. So, sa vak. Vag means vak. Vak means the speech. Sa vag yatasya gunan grinite. That speech is real speech, or good speech, or best speech is that which gunan grinite. Grinite means to describe, and gunan means the gunas, the glories. So the best speech is one that glorifies tasya. Tasya means Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So that is coming from the context. Sava gyaya tasya gunan grinite. So that speech is the real speech which glorifies Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Karau chatat karma karau manascha. Kara means hands. So hands are which do the tat karma karau. So which do the work or karma of Bhagavan. Tat is also Śrī Kṛṣṇa. And then the next one is going over the next line. Manascha smared vasantam sthira jangameshu. So this whole thing is, I'll put it in different color. Manascha smared vasantam sthira jangameshu. So the mind, it is manaha, his mind. That mind is which remembers, smaran. Who vasantam sthira jangameshu, who is vasanta. Vasant means vasat, to live. Live in the moving, sthira and jangam. Sthir means non-moving, and jangam is moving. So the mind is one which is absorbed in the one who resides in all living and non-living entities. Who is that? That is also Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So vasantam sthir jangameshu is also Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Shrinoti tat, and this tat is also Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Tat punya kathā sa karnaha. That karna, ears, are those which always are engaged in shrinoti, means hearing. The punya kathā, the wonderful pastimes, the auspicious or wonderful pastimes. Of who? Of tat, of Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So, which faculties have been mentioned here? Speech. Then second one is hands. So this can be the speech is. And then the third one, what is the third one? Mind. And the fourth one is hearing or ears. So as you can see, speech and hearing are related to what? In the BMW. They are related to W, to words. Hands are related to body. And mind is mind. So we have BMW. Body, mind, and words covered in the first verse. Okay. So engaging the body, the mind, and the words, all of these faculties in what? In Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Not just Śrī Kṛṣṇa, Krishna kathā. So both speaker and listener, both benefit. And who is the Acharya here? I have made a note. Sri Viśvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura says that out of all these, the starting point or the central point is who? Is what? Hearing. Once the hearing is fixed, if the hearing becomes fixed, the remaining things follow. So first, one must fix or try to fix the hearing faculty. If that becomes fixed, then body and mind also follows. So first, try to fix. The more we hear, the more we hear, the more we hear. And hearing, of course, not just passive hearing, hearing with attention. Okay. Hearing with attention, trying to understand. And if you are asked to repeat, repeatability. Well, what does repeatability means? Retention. Okay, so attention leads to retention. Please remember this, okay? Without attention, there is no retention. You can hear. Half an hour later, you say, what have you heard? Many people, you sit in a class, speaker is speaking something, unless the speaker is completely confused and is just going all over the place. Maybe then it is not possible to say back what you heard. But that is not the case in 99% of the time. You know, the speaker is speaking something, but I have seen in my case, what was there? Somebody says, Prabhu, I missed the class. Can you please summarize what it was there? And at that time, I'm trying to remember, oh my God, what did I hear? What did I hear? And trying to bring it all back. But since I did not hear with attention, where will the retention be? So that's why retention, attention is very, very important. So we must always hear with attention. And of course, yes, it is absolutely true that the more impactful speaker speaks in a way which generates attention. There is that as well. But that should not be our excuse to not listen with attention. Okay. So that was one point, that hearing is central. Another point is that from the standpoint of benefit, the speaker, the first benefit, the person who is benefited is the hearer. Greater than the hearer is who? Greater than the hearer is the inquirer. Okay, one who asks questions. He benefits more. One is a hearer. One is an inquirer who asks questions. Prabhuji, what about this? Or you said this, but whatever, you know, I have this question. Or you said this one point, but in another class, I heard this another point. How do we understand? So that is inquiry. But the maximum benefit comes from whom? Comes to whom?
Speaker.
Speaker. Yes. Now comes the big question. Why? From what we have discussed.
Because he is hearing also while speaking.
All right. Okay. Anyone else? That's a good point. Okay.
Prabhuji, if he's speaking, the probability of him having done some smaran while reading so he can speak is higher.
Okay. Okay. How do we put all these three in some kind of a some logical argument where it connects all three? Why is this sequence making sense? We discussed it already in the class just now.
The attention factor comes in over here.
Yeah. How? If you can throw some.
Because I feel like the hearer is hearing, but it could be passive. If somebody is asking a question, then it's a little more, he's a little more involved in actually hearing.
Yes.
And then the speaker, because he's speaking and also hearing the questions and trying to answer them, then he's like the highest involved in attentively hearing.
Okay, so I can say a little bit, yeah, you're perfectly on the right. That's the correct answer or the logic. Hearer could be a passive, or he's hearing with attention, but maybe he's not, or, you know, he's relishing, but part of relishing also is like connecting the dots. I heard this and, you know, this, all that connect. So anyway, so hearing with relishment. So it's not just a passive hearer. It could be a person who is hearing. Inquirer is trying to connect the dots, right? Therefore he's having doubts, he or she. That means that hearing is happening with more attention. So he's attentively hearing, and that's when the doubts come. Doubts, or you can say questions, or even comments. I liked this for this reason, because I heard this, I connected this part, and I really liked this. So it's an inquiry or comments or questions, mainly questions, because there are some doubts. From the speaker standpoint, but inquirer may miss some points. Speaker has to prepare for all the possible questions that could be asked for a good speaker. Now, some speaker may just read out slides. There are slides and they just read out and then move on. And if somebody asks a question, then they may say, okay, I will find out and let you know. That's fine. I'm not saying. But a deeper level is to prepare well and speak. And therefore, during the preparation or the hearing, a lot of doubts should come in the mind of the speaker, and he or she should make an effort to go resolve all those doubts. Why is this said here? Let me find out. Let me find this. Let me connect. That for Hari Parshad Prabhu says, for every 1 hour of speaking, it is about 10 hours of preparation. So 10x should be is a reasonable reasonable. So then what are you doing in the remaining 9 hours of preparation? You are trying to do self. You're trying to come up with inquiries yourself and trying to answer them by doing more Shravan, more this, more that. So it is the level of attention basically in all these three. So speaker must have a lot of attention to the topic, inquirer little less, and hearer maybe little even more less. And therefore the benefit is proportional to the amount of attention in this matter. So that is why it is said that speaker, inquirer, and hearer. Anyway. Okay. So yeah. So Shamlila Mataji, can you please read the translation?
Ji Prabhuji. Actual speech is that which describes the qualities of the Lord. Real hands are those that work for him. A true mind is that which always remembers him, dwelling within everything moving and non-moving. And actual ears are those that listen to sanctifying topics about him.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Then text 4. So continuation of text 3. So in continuation of verse 3, so in the previous verse, BMW has been covered, and here it's all mainly about the body, various other angas, various other indriyas or angas, Jnanendriya and Karmendriyas of the body. So this is again also in Indra Vajra. It's hard to pronounce. Okay. How should we? What is the tune?
Shirastu tasyo bhayalingamanamit.
Keep going. Keep going.
Tad eva yat pashyati tadhi chakshu. Angani Vishnur atatat jananam. Padodakamyani bhajanti nityam.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very nice. All right. So, Shiras. Okay. And so, in the first two lines, Shira. Shira means head is being dealt or discussed. Then the second line is eyes, Chakshu. And the third and fourth are talking about the limbs. Okay. And there is a very nice hint that is coming up here in this, which Parīkṣit Mahārāja is trying to provide to Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Okay. So this is the last verse. Like, when you are making a request, I don't know if you have made a request to a very senior person, and you can imagine here, Parīkṣit Mahārāja is one, and how senior Śukadeva Gosvāmī is. You could imagine that, when all the rishis were gathered, the big rishis, when Parīkṣit Mahārāja was cursed, and they were wondering what to do in the next 7 days. And as soon as Śukadeva Gosvāmī arrives, what happened? The sharing went away or something changed on my screen?
The sharing went off.
Oh, it said somebody attempted to start an invalid broadcast session. Okay, maybe somebody pressed a wrong button or something. Let me share again. What's the thing? Can you see again?
Yes, Swami.
Okay, so where was I?
You were
Was
talking
saying
about-
something.
Hint. Parīkṣit Mahārāja was giving a hint.
Yes. And what was I saying?
कि वो इतने senior है, so he was trying to kind of.
Yeah. And what was the point? Yeah. So when you're making a request to somebody so you could see the seniority of Śukadeva Gosvāmī, that as soon as he arrived on the scene, all of these rishis, the Sapta rishis were there. Imagine Vasishtha ji and Narad Muni, Vyasdev himself. And they all stood up and did Abhinandan or greeted the arrival of Śukadeva Gosvāmī. He's like mega senior. So you cannot just demand from such a senior person to speak a particular, you can send, he's not a servant of Parīkṣit Mahārāja. Okay, now tell me this. He's not like Google, you can put a search and the answer will be blurted out. So he's putting a hint here. We will see. Maybe we can talk about it. So, Angani Vishnor atha tad jananam padodakam yani bhajanti nityam. So the meaning is that limbs are those, Angani Vishnor, Angani means limbs, are those Vishnor atha tad jananam. Vishnu, Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, atha means or, tad jananam, or his devotees. Okay? Pad odakam yani bhajanti nityam. Padodakam means the washing the lotus feet. And bhajanti like this, or serving the lotus feet by washing them with water. And what you do with the washing of the water, you sprinkle on your head or you drink it, like Śrī Kṛṣṇa does in the pastime itself. So, not just of Krishna, but or his devotees, tad jananam. So, as we saw, not much of the devotees, the bhakta kathā was little bit kind of missing in the last few chapters. So, Parīkṣit Mahārāja is slipping in a small hint. Okay, please tell me Krishna Katha or Tad Jananam. Kuch bhi chalega, dono chalega. But, something that I want the nectar of the water of the lotus feet being, after it is washed, the feet of the devotees or Vishnu, I want to relish that. So he's slipping a small hint that he wants to hear about the devotees, tad jananam, about the devotees of Lord Krishna. Okay, so it's a hint, but he's saying Krishna, that's also fine. But Krishna Katha has been going on already. but tad jananam. So the focus of this verse is on tad jananam. Okay. And then shirastu tasyobhya lingam anamet. So lingamana etat lingamana how is this broken up? Eta lingamana eta okay, lingamana eta lingamanam etat lingamana etat. Okay, yeah, that's how I have written it. So head or shira or head is that which bows down to that. Tasya ubhaya means to the one who is present in both, in the moving plus non-moving. So same concept as previous verse, which is Bhagavan Krishna, moving and non-moving. Lingamanam etat. So one who bows down to Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Tad eva yad pashyati tad hi chakshu. So basically this is straightforward. Eyes are those which always want to see Bhagavan, and limbs are those who want to serve the lotus feet or wash the lotus feet of Bhagavan or his devotees. And that's why that's the last one, the last request, so that Parīkṣit Mahārāja, gets that hint that, okay, let's speak about devotees of Bhagavan. So that is the hint which is being slipped in, is the focus of this verse. And of course, three things that are talked about are head, eyes, and limbs. All right. So let us see. Could one of the devotees read the translation? Meera Mataji, could you kindly do that?
An actual head is one that bows down to the Lord in his manifestations among the moving and non-moving creatures. Real eyes are those that see only the Lord, and actual limbs are those which regularly honor the water that has bathed the Lord's feet or those of his devotees.
Yeah. Or those of his devotees. Thank you. So that is the focus of this verse. Okay, then Suta Uvacha. So Suta Goswami will come. We'll do this next week. Okay, so we'll start with next week. I want to spend 10 minutes on very nice topic. I was just reading. I didn't get much time to read about Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, but I meditated on one small thing on the occasion of Śrī Radhāśṭamī tomorrow. It is such a sweet, sweet festival and occasion to, it is said more that for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, more than Śrī Kṛṣṇa, it is Śrī Rādhārāṇī who is our Ishta, who is our worshipable personality. So to meditate on her and to request her blessings, what is more sweeter than to meditate on her lotus feet? So there is this wonderful scripture called Shri Rādhā Rāsa Sudha Nidhi by Shri Prabodhananda Saraswati Maharaj. And Shri Prabodhananda Saraswati Maharaj, correct me if I'm wrong, please, is the uncle of Shri Gopal Bhatta Goswāmī. Is that correct, right? Did I get that right? Or my wife is on the call? Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So, very, very great personality. And That is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and stayed for 4 months in the house of Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Even though his brother Sri Venkat Bhatta was a Sri Vaishnava devotee, and he was the head priest of the Srirangam temple in Srirangam, which is present-day Tamil Nadu. But Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati was a Gaudiya Vaishnava and focused on the meditated a lot on Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, and he wrote this wonderful scripture called Śrī Rādhā Rāsa Sudhanidhi, and it contains everything about Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Everything. I mean, again, one book cannot contain everything about Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, but it is very, very sweet. So there are few verses in that, and I found the translation of some of the verses. So let me share the screen, and I found a nice picture of the lotus feet of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So maybe we can go through those verses and meditate on the lotus feet of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. One of the devotees was recently asking me, so I got that idea that, let us see what are the various symbols on the, so there is this, can you see? There are many pictures on the internet, but I liked this one most. It's very kind of nice presentation of the picture. So these are the 2 lotus feet of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So all the worship starts with the lotus feet, and also below the lotus feet. It starts below the lotus feet. That is why everybody wants to become, all the devotees like Brahmaji, and everybody wants to become a grass or a herb or a weed in the land of Shri Vrindavan Dham, so that the feet of Shri Radha can step onto the grass. And if you get the feet of Shri Radha on your head, if you are the grass, then her feet will touch your head. Bas, ek bar chhu liya, to kaam finish. Everything has been achieved. So just waiting for the feet of Shri Radha to bless our head. So there are these 2 verses. I have the English translation, so I can go through them. So on the left foot, so this is the left foot. From our angle, it is the right foot, but from the angle of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, it is the left foot. Okay, so this is the left foot and this is the right foot. On the left foot, there are 11 symbols, and on the right foot, there are 8. So total 19 symbols on the feet of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, on both the feet combined. So I don't have the, I found, we can go through detailed some significance of each of the symbols, but it is not present for all of the symbols. There are some verses which glorify some of the aspects of the significance of some of the symbols. I am yet to find a more like a complete list of significance. So maybe, if any of you know, please share. Anyway, so let us just see the lotus feet of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī and identify all the symbols. So I will read the English translation of the verses. I could have recited or put up these verses. I just read it like a little bit, like few hours before the class. So I couldn't practice the recitation, or for one of the verses, I couldn't figure out the meter. either. It's a very long verse. Anyway. Okay. So left foot. So let us read the left foot. There is a barley corn. So left foot is this one, okay? Our right. So barley corn. So like a corn, but made of barley. So like a, like the flower of the barley plant. Barley corn, So there is a barley corn below the toe of the left foot of Śrī Radhika. So below the toe is this barley corn here. You can see this one. Below that is a chakra. So there is this chakra here. Tattale chakram tattale. So mule yavah tattale. So this barley corn is below the main angushtha mule, the main toe. And tattale chakram tattale, and below that, tattale means below that is chakram, chakra. And below that is chhatram tattale, chhatra or umbrella. So there is umbrella below it. And below that is a bracelet. So you can see a bracelet here on the hand. And then charana Mūrdhva rekha madhyama tale. So there is a line which starts from the midpoint between the second toe and between the first and second toes. So there is this line and goes till the middle of the foot. So not a straight line, but a curvy line, it is written. A curved line which goes down till half the foot. So how many we have covered so far? Barley corn, chakra, chhatra, and rekha, right? So 4 things. Below the middle toe is a lotus. So we see a lotus here. And below that is a flag. So lotus and flag. Charana Mūrdhva rekha madhyama. Okay, so it goes till madhyama. Tale kamalam and kamala tale dhvaja. So that's what we said. Kamala and kamala tale dhvaja. So that is flag. And then and below the little toe is a elephant goad. This is known as an elephant goad. Elephant goad is like an instrument, with a little pointed one when you are trying the क्या बोलते हैं महावत को क्या बोलेंगे English में? The guy who like controls the elephant.
Yeah, tamer.
Huh? Tamer.
Tamer, yeah.
One who trains the elephant and
Ankush. This is Ankush.
Yeah, so Ankush. So Ankush. So it is an Ankush. So yeah. Kanishtha tale ankushaha. Yeah, that is directly there. So Kanishtha means the small one. Tale ankushaha. And a goad. And on the heel is a half moon. So there is a half moon. So how many we have covered? 4 here. Then Kamala, Dhvaja, Ankush. So 7. And 8 half moon. And bracelet also we have covered 9. So 2 are left, which is a flower and a small plant. And on the heel is the half moon, and above that is a what is that? Valli, pushpancha. So it says there's a valli. Valli means a little. What is a valli? Like a branch or a small, like twig. Twig. Yeah, that would be a nice twig and a flower. And iti ekadashaha. So like this, there are 11 symbols. So that is the whole verse. Okay, so this is the left foot of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So you can meditate on the feet of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. If I had more time, maybe next week I can try to do some more research on the significance of all the symbols, what each one means. Few of them I could find, but not all. Now let us see what is on the right foot, which is on our left side. All right. So it says, conch shell on the below the toe of the right foot. So below the main toe is a angushtha mule shankha. So there is a shank here, conch shell. Below that is below the small one is a sacrificial altar. So an altar where yajna is done. So this is an altar to do yajna. And below that is an ear ring. So this is an ear ring. Kundalam. And below the middle toe is a mountain. So here is a mountain. So we have covered 4. So shankha, sacrificial altar, ear ring, and mountain. On the heel is a fish. So this is a fish on the heel. And above the fish is a chariot. This is the biggest one. So you can see chariot like a Jagannath chariot. 4 wheels and huge. It's almost like a castle. It's not a small chariot. It's a big chariot. And then there are 2 more. On one side of the chariot, wait. On one side of the chariot is a Shakti weapon. So you see this Trishul. Trishul is called a Shakti weapon. And on the other side is a Gada. So here is a Gada. So what are the symbols? It started with Shankha, sacrificial, this Havan or Yajna altar, earring, mountain, fish, Rath, this Shakti weapon or Trishul, and Gada. So these are the 8 items on the feet of, on the right foot of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So 8 on the right, 11 on the left, total 19 symbols on the feet of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Yeah, so that is what I wanted to share with you. So let us meditate on the lotus feet of Śrī Radha and pray for her blessings that we can serve her in some way. We can serve her in her service to Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So we can be a small instrument in the service of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī to allow us to serve her in her service to Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So that is our prayer today. So tomorrow is the most auspicious occasion of Śrī Radhāśṭamī. So you can meditate like this or in any other way. All right. Any comments or questions? Anyone? All good? ठीक है. Thank you so much. श्री राधाष्टमी महामहोत्सव की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्-भागवतम की जय. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Thank you so much.
Uh,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you so much.